Hey, what is going on, you guys? This is Tim Odell with Odell Complete Landscape. Today we're going to be taking you guys along on a nice, easy DIY project you can get done at home during these crazy times since there's a pandemic, coronavirus going around right now. I know a lot of you are at home right now, just bored out of your mind. And the governor wants everybody to stay inside or at your house. Out in the front yard is okay, I believe. So this is a great project you can do at home. Nice little concrete DIY project. We're going to be doing a nice little walkway for this front entrance of this home. And I know a lot of you guys like to get your hands dirty, so this is something you can easily get accomplished. You will need some basic hand tools, some basic concrete tools to get this type of project done. So you can either go to your Lowe's or Home Depot or even Amazon, and I will shoot links below with the tools you will need, concrete tools that you can order right from Amazon. Other than that, we'll take you step by step on how to do this project and how to get it done. So just take you a little walkthrough on the project. There you go.
Alright, so right now we're just going to be setting our area. We're going to be digging down about 3 or 4 inches, getting our depth for our concrete. Our height is going to be matching this existing driveway right here to the existing patio over here. So that's what we're doing right now. I just took out the concrete. Next is going to be the dirt, and then we'll set our forms and we'll get to work. But good things first is get your perimeter and then go from there so you don't over dig.
Whoa! Stud horse. That was a stud move.
It was a stud move.
Stud pony move. Oh man, he can't get it up.
Oh, and made it. Woo! That was a big load though.
He almost fell on that one.
That was a big load. You see me like slow down there at the top? Smash my finger. We're live on site. Timmy just smashed his finger.
Yeah, in a really dumb way. Right, pinched it right here, prying up. Nice little pinch right there, just like that. But we're making some headway.
Yes,
Grass
we are.
is pretty soft due to all the rain we've been having in California lately. So we're moving pretty quick on this.
Very nice.
And check this out. One push and all the way buried.
Dang. Look at all this.
That's the beauty of working in California. Soil is pretty soft in some places. It could be hard when you get in that clay, but this is like mud. Soft, easy. This is actually really good soil. Okay guys, so here's a pretty important step. Since me and Sam have pretty good eyes for like rough grading, this is where we're at right now, but we do want to kind of show you guys, if you don't have a good eye for grading, this is what you want to do to get, so you take out enough dirt without taking out too much, because dump runs could get expensive, and if you're just a DIYer, where are you going to put all the dirt, you know? So that's got pickup. That's multiple trips to the dump. So we set some string lines from point A to point B, or that's actually point A to point B because that side is higher than this side. And we do want the water to slope this way and also this way. So we're gonna probably put a 1% on the sidewalk going that way, and we're gonna follow the natural grade from point A to point B. You can see right now, we're looking all right. You know, this was all rough grade. We just set up the string line just to give you guys an idea. Like, right now we're about, 2.5 inches. On the ends we're good, but in the middle it was a little high because we're just free eyeing it. So we're just we set the string line, and now we're gonna follow the natural grade of the string line and just go down about about another inch, so we can get about 3.5 inches to 4 inches of concrete for our sidewalk right here. That's about it right now. So this is just an idea of how to get your grade nice and you know, perfect, nice and yeah. So after we established our string line, what we are doing now is we just got some bender board, made it long enough to reach from the front entrance of the home all the way out to the driveway, and we just put our red stick 4-foot Milwaukee level on there just to make sure we were getting sloped towards the driveway, which we were because that's where the natural grade was going. And we want 3 feet, a 3-foot walkway, so we're measuring from the one side of the form that was already set up to the other to make sure that we're getting a nice even 3-foot walkway all the way to the driveway.
Actually,
hey, what is going on, guys? This is day 2 of the project. I just wanted to show you guys real quick some basic tools to get a project like that done. So what we have over here is a little compactor, plate compactor. Just slam it down on the dirt, get that dirt nice and tight. You got some basic shovels, a round head, square head, pick, sledgehammer to drive your stakes in. Obviously you'll need stakes, string line if you're doing straight runs. You got a grinder out for us to cut rebar, because we are going to be putting rebar inside of our concrete. Milwaukee speaker, because of course you got to be listening to music and jamming out on the job. What else we got over here is some basic concrete tools. You don't need all of these exactly, but what you will definitely need is a hand floater, a pull trowel, possibly a square one, doesn't hurt to have one, but a smaller size. The small ones are better. This is more for stucco. And a hand joiner. That's what they look like. And a hand joiner. And this is actually a really thin hand joiner. I recommend getting a 3/4 inch joiner. We have a 1/2 inch by 3/4 deep. So the 3/4 diameter are actually better. So recommend getting those type.
the other one was an edger.
The other one was, oh, did I call this a joiner?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a concrete hand edger. I'm sorry. And then also you're gonna want gloves. You can like literally use your dishwashing gloves or whatever to play with your concrete, because you don't want to get the concrete on your hands. Not good for you. And then you will need a broom, something nice and soft to broom the concrete at the end, so you don't have a slippery concrete finish. It can be like a little sweeping broom too. This just makes it come out way nicer. A concrete broom literally designed for finishing concrete. And then all the rest right there, they're more just to make the job go easier. You got an edger that can go on a pole, bowl float, a bigger bowl float, pretty much a hand float, just way bigger, cover more ground, makes it easier and goes by faster. And you have a funny trowel, put a, you know, pretty much a pool trowel, and then a big edger, or joiner. So that's all your basic tools. Now what we're going to be doing right now for this job is we're going to be cutting up rebar. We already compacted all the dirt with our little tamper right there. Another little thing that you might run into on a job, but probably not, is a sewer clean out. We're going to be putting a little brass cap. Let me actually go get it. It's not a very common problem you might run into, but if you do, this is what you got to do. to make it look nice. You don't have to do this, but it's just way better for your concrete, so it's easy to step on and it's aesthetically pleasing. So we're gonna be putting this right about here, flush with our forms. That's gonna be right there, because this is a sewer clean out. Snake your lines when they get clogged or whatever. So we're gonna be installing that a little bit later. And then one other thing, which you probably won't have to worry about either, is this is actually the water main right here, a galvanized water main line. And this isn't like a typical situation for most people, but in Southern California, we don't have frost lines, so you can put the water mains pretty high up. You shouldn't, but I guess you could. I don't know why this plumber did that, but he did. So it's literally, it's gonna be like right underneath our concrete, 4 inches from the surface. So that's another problem you could run into. That's why we didn't use a plate compactor, because this thing is really rusted out, as you can see. Get a close up on this, Sam. You see this thing is really rusted out. And we don't want to go over it with our huge plate compactor and risk damaging this in any way. So that's why we just brought the little hand tamper. Other than that, that pretty much sums up this little portion of the job. And once we start getting all the rebar in, we'll update you more. So what we're doing now is we are just getting the rest of this walkway all set up. We are going to be cutting our rebar about 2.5 feet so that we can fit it right between our walkway. We're going to be putting all the rebar 2 foot on center. You can always add more if you'd like. That's just typically what we like to do for our concrete walkways and driveways, patios, whatever. Now over here, what we're trying to do is we are trying to get a sewer clean out established, so when they ever do need to snake this line or clean it out, whatever it may be, they can access the sewer clean out. And where you can get these little brass caps for your concrete walkways is at most likely any plumbing supply store. Perfect, huh?
I know Lowe's or Home Depot doesn't have these, so you gotta go specifically to a plumbing supply store.
Omar, yo. You're a little too high. I'm gonna take out this tree. Oh, okay. Too high.
And then what we're doing over here is we are drilling 3/8 holes into the existing concrete so that we can attach our rebar into that concrete. So just in case the ground was to ever move or shift, the patio and slabs will all shift together rather than separately. So that's the whole point of doweling into existing concrete. After we get the holes, we start slamming the rebar in with a big sludge until it can't go in no more.
Do you know what I mean by that, though?
Yeah. All right, quick little tip and trick for you DIYers out there that want to know how much concrete you're gonna need. Once you have it all set up beautifully like this, you're gonna want to know how much concrete do you need. You can either order it from a concrete plant or do it with bags. If you do it by bags, can't really help you on that. You're gonna have to look up like an easy calculator online. Just look up concrete bag calculator, something like that, in Google, and just give it the square footage and the depth. But I'm gonna show you guys how to do it, just to figure out your yardage if you were ordering it from a concrete plant. So what we do is we measure the length like so, and right here we have roughly about 24 feet. If you want to be safe, just say 25. And then the width is all about 3.5 feet. But you always want to have extra, so let's just say 4. Now that we know our length and width, which is 25 by 4, 100 square feet, easy math right there. Now you want to know your depth. Our depth, we have just about 4 inches. So what you want to do next is you got 100 feet, right? What you want to do is convert that 4 into feet, because it's 4 inches. So the way you do that is 4 divided by 12, because there's 12 inches in a foot. So 4 inches divided by 1 foot, and you get 0.33333. And that would be your 4 inches converted into feet. Next, what you want to do is times that by the 100 square foot you got. Boom, you got 33.33333. Now divide that by a cube, which is 27 cubic feet, right? And now you're gonna get 1.23 yards. So you have 1 1/4 yard. So to be safe, we ordered 1 3/4 of concrete, because you never want to have less. Always want to have more. And for concrete bags, I'm guessing that would roughly be about 65 bags of 60 pounders. That's my guess. You can verify it on Google. I'm pretty sure like Concrete Network has a concrete bag calculator, so you can always check those out. But that's how you measure out your concrete and how much concrete you will need. So hopefully that was helpful. So since this isn't a very big pour, we are going to be just wheelbarrowing all the concrete. Beautiful. Beautiful. If you don't have your concrete up on little dobies or chairs, just make sure you pull it up as you're pouring out the concrete, so that you make sure the rebar is set in the middle of the concrete and not at the floor. I got Omar giving him some practice runs on rodding out the whole job, which he did a good job on. There's just a couple low spots on the side. Pretty normal. And as soon as we're done laying it down, rodding out the whole concrete, we're hitting it with a bowl float. Like I said earlier, it's not necessary to have a long or a big bowl float on a pole. You can float the whole thing with your hand floats. It just, if you have bigger areas, it's typically better to use a bowl float, because it will make everything get nice and flat. Okay, concrete is all laid down. What we're doing right now is we are just putting some joints in the concrete, or marking out the joints so we know exactly where to put them. After our joints are all marked out, I went around the whole perimeter with our walking edger. Get those edges all nice and edged out. And then Omar's following behind me with the joiner, making sure he's at the right spots to put the joints in for joint control. Then after the joints were placed, we started going around the whole thing and just joining all of our joints, cleaning them up with our hand joiners. Small bit. Cool. Perfect. Just the right amount. No, I just gotta smooth it out better.
Do you mind if Omar uses one of these right here?
So just to give you guys a little more insight, tips and tricks on how to finish concrete and when to finish concrete, here's the whole process of what you go through. So once you lay all your concrete down, you got to rod your concrete back to the perfect levels, and usually you have some type of guide to rod your concrete on. After you're done rodding your concrete, you're going to bowl float the whole thing, smooth it all out, flatten it down with a nice bowl float, hand float, depending on how big of a slab you have. Next, right after that, what you want to do is just let it sit. Let it sit for a while, probably 30 to 40 minutes. Right after that, you edge your concrete. Or no, you put joint marks in, then edge, and then you pull trowel once it starts to stiffen up a little bit more. And you keep repeating that process, except for the bowl floating.
Switch out with the dirt, that's the thing. The dirt. Yeah, maybe.
%8 battery life.
See, it's a little wet right there.
Keep it straight, baby. Keep it straight. You gotta go with your line. I just don't want to risk it. Yeah, I don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. That's a good concrete. That's some good concrete right there. Finish that right there. Yeah.
This is like perfect for it to be broomed, huh?
Yeah, this is like,
Just how it is. It's like
ideal.
it's not wet. It's not. You know, everything. All the lines look pretty clean.
Yep. It'll fix any like small little mess ups here and there with the cream that we're pushing with the broom. Ooh, you went sideways with that one.
What?
You went sideways with that one. You were like angled.
Angled this side.
I don't know if you can fix it or not. Do you see it? Try to line yourself up with that concrete. Try to straighten yourself out. Yeah, you're good. You're good. You fixed it. Oh, there you go. There it is. You see it, huh?
Oh yeah, you like that?
I do. I like that a lot. I like that so much. Oh, look at that. That's a nice cream finish right there, dude. Ooh.
Perfect broom action.
Oh, Mark, you send that clip to me?
Oh, yeah. Hit that right there in the corner. Right in the corner, yeah, at the top, yeah. Oh, that's sexy.
Can you send that clip to me?
Sexy.
Oh, the one that yeah.
Yeah, you just recorded one, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, so that is the finished product for this nice, easy concrete walkway. If you guys did enjoy, please give us a like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos.